Hello everyone, Bob here. Today we're going to take a look at Freddy vs. Jason. This is the crossover film between the Friday the 13th franchise and the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and it arrived in 2003, 10 years after it was first teased at by the end of Jason Goes to Hell. Robert Englund returns to play Freddy Krueger. Kane Hodder does not return in this one. Instead, he was replaced by Ken Kirzinger, who I mentioned in my Jason Takes Manhattan review. He is the cafe owner or the cook or the chef, whatever you want to call him, that Jason throws over the bar area and against the glass mirror and breaks. The film also stars Monica Keena, Jason Ritter, and Kelly Rowland. Film starts out with Freddy Krueger is doing a voiceover, and he is stuck in hell, and he has no power because no one remembers him in Springwood, and so he's stuck there, and if people don't remember him, they can't be afraid of him, and he always gets his power from everyone's fear, so he's stuck there. So he uses what little power he has left. He disguises himself as Jason's mother and resurrects him and has him go to Springwood. He's hoping that as Jason kills these victims, that people think it's him behind it, and they become afraid of him, and then their fear of him gives him enough power to come back. And it works, as Jason gets a rather impressive body count going. Freddy slowly regains his powers. He comes back, and there is one girl who Freddy's actually just about to kill, and then Jason kills her while she's still asleep. And of course that starts the feud between Freddy and Jason. Freddy wants Jason to quit killing and leave him alone, but of course Jason doesn't stop. So that's what starts the fight to begin with. The first round takes place in the dream world, so I guess you'd say advantage Krueger on that one. The teens eventually concoct this idea of drugging Jason and hauling him across the country back to Crystal Lake, dropping him off there, and somehow bringing Freddy back into the real world, and that way Jason is on his home turf, both physically at Crystal Lake and metaphorically because it's in the real world. And they fight, and it's a very cartoonish fight. My final rating for this one, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as the Glory Day films from either franchise, but it's not as bad as the worst ones like Part 2 in the Elm Street series or Part 8 in the Friday series. But I don't know. I mean, there are times when I think I'd rather watch a standalone movie than this one, although I would rather watch this one than Freddy's Revenge. But it's definitely not the worst, but it's a long ways from being as good as the best standalone films for either character. With the ending being left ambiguous, because yes, Jason is carrying Freddy's head out, but Freddy winks at the camera. We're left to ponder what exactly happens after that, because there is no really any follow-up to this, because the next thing you know, timeline-wise, Jason goes to, and it's in Jason X, because after the only other movie in the Friday the 13th franchise is the remake, which I'll cover here in a couple of days. And the in A Nightmare on Elm Street timeline, you just have the remake, because this is actually the last time that Robert Englund plays Freddy Krueger. So we're left very ambiguous as to what happened. Theoretically, they could make another Freddy versus Jason, so that's one of those things we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, here we go. Favorite part of this, I liked when Jason was massacring all the teens at the rave that was taking place in the cornfield. That, to me, it was a good shout back to the good Friday the 13th, when Jason was the indestructible machine that he is. Least favorite part, like I say, I wasn't a big fan of the fights that took place. They were too cartoonish, too humorous. I mean, I know that's what some people wanted. I used to not mind it as much when I was younger, but I think about it more now and watch it more now. It isn't my cup of tea. If you like it, good for you. More power to you. It just isn't my thing. So like I say, I'm glad you guys liked it. If you did, if not, that's fine. The kill count. So we don't know how many for sure died at the rave, but just what we can kind of guess and confirm, and this includes the deaths in where Jason kills the girl in hell at the beginning. There are 26 deaths in this film, 18 of which are on screen. 22 belong to Jason, which brings his tally up to 156. Since I have not covered the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise as of yet, I'm counting Freddy's as 4. And when I do eventually get around to doing the Nightmare on Elm Street series, I will not add those 4 in until I do the last film. When I do, I'll roll those in, and that will count towards Krueger's kill total at that time. I really didn't like the music in this film. It could have been good. It could have been a lot better. But, I mean, it's just a taste thing. Normally, I like the work that Graham Revell does, but especially in films like Bride of Chucky. But for whatever reason, I just didn't care for it as much as this one. So I guess my favorite parts of this score are when you get the throwbacks to the old music from the Elm Street series or the Friday the 13th series, which isn't a lot, but it's definitely in there. But that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the content of this video, please give me a like. Please consider subscribing to this channel. I try to have new content up daily. It doesn't always work that way, but that's my overall goal. Follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Just search for Bob the Film Guy. And for now, this is Bob, signing off.